Hey, this is Chris and Mike from Team Anaconda. We're going to go through some Oma Plata setups today and a bit of details on finishing and some of the issues you might have as you go through the Oma Plata attacks. Let's check that out. I'm going to start in a closed guard. Okay, so in the closed guard position, what I'm looking for is this cross collar. So we're going to open the collar with this hand, feed the fingers in onto the shoulder here, and then we're going to go for a cuff grip. Just a pocket grip here on the end of the sleeve. So when I open my legs, I want to move to open guard. If I just plant my feet and start to shift back, what our opponent can do is start to grab this pant leg and start to control and start their passing. Okay, so we don't want that to happen. So we get our collar and sleeve. What I'm going to do is open my feet, slide this knee across, basically find the hips with my feet, lift my hips and punch both knees up. So knee into the chest, knee to the shoulder. We're trying to straighten this arm out. Here like this. Usually what will happen here is our opponent will stand up. They'll try and stand to pass. So as they stand, my job is I'm trying to straighten this arm out and put this hand into my pocket. Right? So as I lift my hips up, I'm pulling this arm straight and I'm trying to drag it into this part of my hip. Then this foot that was on the hip is going to move to the ribs or the back here. I'm going to stand on his back. I'm going to lift my hips and use my knee to start closing this elbow and start to put some pressure on the back of his elbow as I turn this way. That's going to force him to turn away. This collar grip here, if he tries to turn back towards me, I can also punch him with this to keep him on him. Once we've got this angle, we've got some pressure on the back of the elbow, we're going to be able to bring this foot up and over the top. We're going to keep hold of those grips initially, and then we're going to get to here, ready to start the Omoplata battle, the posture battle. It's pretty much going to be on from here. So if we look at that again, let's switch the angle a little bit. We'll be here, we'll get our collar, we'll get our sleeve, push and pull. So jump to here, and I lift my hips and push both knees into his chest. He's going to stand to pass. Okay, I'm really going to hang some weight off this grip here, push my knees and try and pull this arm straight. I stand on his ribs and I start to close my knee. He starts to turn. See this hand's starting to turn because of the pressure on his elbow. We've got this angle. I'm now able to bring my foot up over the top. Okay, we can stand and turn to here. Okay, once we're in this position, there's a whole other battle going on. So let's go back to here again for a second. So we're moving into that position from close. So we're starting in close guard. We're moving out to the Omoplata attack. In this instance, maybe he's standing. What we're going to do is pull him into the attack. So from standing, I'm looking for a collar and a sleeve again. We're here. So now I've got to be able to control the distance. So what we're going to do is, my feet on the hips aren't a very good way to control distance. I can control him coming towards me with my feet. I can't stop him going backwards. I can't stop him going side to side, up and down, whatever. So what we're going to do is switch to De La Hiva guard. So when we get grips here, even if he's like controlling my pants or whatever, we can strip this grip. I'm going to kick and sit. So kick, turn, and I sit the De La Hiva hook here. And then here we are, we've got our collar and sleeve. Now we've got the De La Hiva hook, we've got a good strong connection to be able to push and pull and really straighten this arm out again. Okay, so we straighten this arm out. Again, I'm pulling it across my hip into this gap. That's going to allow me to, again, stand on the ribs, lift my hips, close my knee. Once we get that angle, we're swinging this foot over the top and then shifting back into it again. You got the other angle there. Okay, so he's standing, he's got control of the pants, we're collar and sleeve. Pop that grip off, we're going to sit up, turn into De La Hiva guard, really push and pull on it. And I'm going to lift my hips up so I can engage my whole body and get this arm straight. Stand on the ribs, close the knee, we get that turn. We get to here, we straight back up. I'll hold on to the collar and the sleeve from here. Okay, so now we're in this position. There's a few things we could do here. I don't want to triangle my legs. Because if he grabs this foot and kind of pinches it, pushes it into my butt, both of my legs are stuck. I can't even open my legs anymore and I'm stuck here. So what I'll generally do is just cross my ankles and get ready for the posture battle. He's going to try and get up. You know, he might try and get up, or he might try and roll forward, or there's lots of things he can do from here. Okay, so I've still got the collar grip here like this. What I'm going to do is just keep my ankles crossed. I'm going to stand on the floor like this, and I'm going to start to attack. I could just push this forward to get the tap. I could go to here and start pushing his arm up to get the arm bar. Okay, so if he stays there like that, we can start to attack this arm like this. We can look to scissor our legs and sit up to grab the hip and start trying to, try and shift like this, drag him over, get the finish here. Bam. So if we look at that from another angle, okay, here now. Let's do that whole set up again. This way a little bit. Collar and sleeve, grip break, sit up, double heaver, get the arm straight, stand, pinch, get to here, just feed this arm forward. I could go to here for an arm bar. Okay, or you just scissor our legs, straighten, grab the hip, I'll start to slide out to break it down, underhook here, get the shoulder off. If it was only that easy. Okay, so we go from the close guard version now. Okay, so this time what's going to happen is as soon as I come across the shoulder, Mike's just going to roll forward and get out of there. That's pretty common. It's a pretty common reaction here. He stands on his ribs, closing them. He just rolls. I've got to make sure we grab this leg. Okay, because now as he rolls, that slows him down. And as that momentum, as his legs come down, that can drag us up and we get back to here again. So we're into this position called sitting on the bench. So I'm sitting on his chest. We have got this arm still through here. So I'm going to grab hold of the elbow here. So we basically swept and got on top. He's decided to roll forward. We could dive back and roll and try and do the Omoplata again, but I felt this is a much stronger position here than the Omoplata with him in turtle position. So if we just turn this way, fraction Mike, right here. Okay, what I'm looking to do is back step, like this. Okay, so his knee is going to come to the other side of his head, and then we get into like an S mount where we've got this arm here, we can just start to lock up a Kimura from this position. If we lose this arm, we can just keep it away from his body, start to slide out and finish the arm lock. Okay, so that S mount position it's a strong position, so if he decides to roll, we just make sure we get up on top and we finish him in the S mount. Okay, so if he blocks that back step, we're going to look at what's going to happen there. Okay, we're here. I'm trying to back step this leg, he's going to be blocking that, right? So what we're going to do is go up, over, and turn him onto his side again. Okay, so we're here. We can come up nice and strong here, we get a Kimura finish again. You can start to pull this over for your Omoplatas, armbar. So that's all good. If he forward rolls, you're just going to catch that leg, that'll drag you back up into your sit on the bench position. There's lots of good stuff you can do from there. So we'll just look at now This is an important little battle that goes on. Let's just stand. We get to here. Okay, so this time what he wants to do is he wants to get posture up. So he's trying to lift his head up. He's trying to get tall, right? So he's trying to get up and put me down. I'm trying to put him down and come up. This is the battle. He gets up, he lifts me up, this is not good. Right, if he could come around this side and just come around and pass. Okay, so that's a problem. His head coming up's a problem. Him walking around and getting around their legs, that's a problem. So I'm trying to deal with both of those. You might just spin all the way around here for a second, Mike. So check this out, I'll just go straight. So, whoop-bam! I get to here now. He hasn't rolled straight away, right? So there's a fair chance we're going to get into this posture battle where he tries to get up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this foot, and I want to grab like the toe of this foot like this. Okay, so if I hold on to this, if he tries to just walk around my legs, so come around the corner, I just hold that tight. So you can't get around there without this foot. Okay. The other thing that I've done is I've locked the triangle behind his back. So instead of here, I've turned, I've dropped this knee down a bit, I've locked my triangle, and I want this foot to touch the back of his head. Because I want to know where he is. I want to feel what he's doing with that. Because I'm turning back this way to grab this foot. Like, if you're into it, you know, I might start to go for a toe hold here. Bit of a cheeky tap. Okay, but this is more just for control, right? Now I'm ready for the posture battle. If his head comes up, I feel it with my foot before I see it. And that's going to allow me to kick this foot back to my butt. And then it circles. Watch, my whole body turns. I drop it to the floor, I spin, and then I punch it under his far armpit. Now what I want to do is come up to my hands like this. Okay, you just rotate this way. Sorry, Mike, for the shoulder. You can see this leg is like at a 45-degree angle. I want it horizontal with the floor. In other words, I've got to do a hip shift like that. Okay, that's going to put more pressure down on the back of his shoulder when I straighten my legs out. Okay, so we come around here a little bit. Let's have a look at that. So we're around here. I'm here. I'm going to go for this foot and lock this triangle behind his head. Like this. Touch it over his head. Okay, if his head comes up now, I do this. We get to here. I come up with my hands and rotate this back to horizontal and I straighten the legs out for the finish. Okay, if we get around here, I'm touching the back of his head. If his head comes up and I try and do this and he tries to get low again, he's trying to get lower because he doesn't want this foot under his head. He's staying low enough for me then to just scissor and smash that shoulder to the ground and then get up and finish him. Regulation, Oma Plata. Okay, so just look at a couple of those pathways. So from standing, let's check out the standing version. Go for a roll, Mike. Challenge yourself. Close guard.
Tap.
Cool. So, just last little thing on that is, Omoplata should be a combination attacking sequence with arm bars and triangles. Omoplata, arm bar, triangle, they all live together in the same happy little family tree. So what we're doing with the cross collar here is, I'll turn this way a fraction more from them. You can see what we're doing is getting out to the side. So I'm coming out on this angle. I want to attack this corner. So I'm squaring him up, I'm pinching my knees together. Okay, get this arm straight. If I can get this foot across this shoulder here, bang, we've got an arm bar there. Okay? If I'm out here and I'm trying to set up the other plata here, this foot should always be, even though I'm doing this foot could be on the shoulder. If you get any sort of a reaction there, locking up your triangles. This will happen too when I'm here and I'm trying to straighten this arm out and I'm trying to fight this hand like this and I get it over the top like I'm going to go for a triangle. So what he does, he keeps his head down, he tries to duck under it. Okay, that happens a fair bit when I get to here. Just going to roll and drop this knee like this. If he stays with his head down, we're going Omoplata, right? So if the head comes up, then it's your near side arm bar. So if we have a look at that again, what he's trying to do is duck under this leg and almost like pass the guard on this side. So then we're here and I'm doing this. Come up, he does that. I'm rolling back this way and then hitting the near side arm bar. So the combination of Omoplata, attack, triangle, arm bar should all exist together. One threat feeds into the other three. If you go cross collar, sleeve, come out to the angle, stand on the ribs and apply some pressure on the elbow with the inside of your leg, you'll get into that Omoplata position quite regularly and you'll be successful with that. So thanks for that. Check out our YouTube channel, hit like and subscribe.